Pete Prisco and Brady Quinn are picking these games against the spread. Let's start with the Patriots and Dolphins, who still both control their own fate.
Both control their own fate, but this is one where you're looking at a Bill Belichick coach team at home in a spot where they've got to win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive, going up against a backup quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. Now, Teddy Bridgewater historically has been really good against the spread. He's exceeded people's expectations. And I think, look, this is not the same Patriots team we've seen in years past. They struggle to score offensively. Defensively, they've given up some big plays. It's not the same. I think he's very capable, but I'm not betting against Bill Belichick at home in this spot. And I think if you go back to last week, they easily could have beat the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, they're knocking on the door, before that Ramondre Stevenson fumble, and who knows. So I'm going to lay the 2.5 points here. I can't bet against Bill.
They were getting blown out before the pick
and
six.
Guess what? It didn't matter because they came back in the game.
I know, but they were getting blown out before the pick six. And
give them some credit for fighting back.
They fought back, and this is 2 heartbreaking losses in a row for them. But I'm with you on this one. I think when you look at Belichick against Teddy Bridgewater, I think they'll be able to handle what he can do throwing the ball down the field. He's not great throwing it down the field. Here's the other thing. Miami gets away from the run too much,
way too much.
I think. But this is a tough team to run against. So this offense, people forget that because they have the great weapons outside. It's predicated on running the football. And I think at times, over the course of the last three games, he's gotten away from it. I think he needs to stick with it, but it's tough to run on him. New England's offense isn't great, but I think I'm with you. Belichick will find a way. I think the Patriots win this game. And Patriots have to beat the Bills in the final week of the season and go to the postseason. Good luck with that.
Have we seen the last 2 of this season?
It seems like more likely than not we probably have, especially if they lose this game. At that point in time, I think they'd be on the outside looking in.
But if they win to beat the Jets the next week, then they'd be back in, I think. So if New England loses to Buffalo. So, or they could lose another playoff spot.
Look, I think if you asked him, he'd probably want to play. Mm-hmm. But then it calls into question, whether or not, somebody needs to protect him from himself, which, by the way, kudos to Mike McDaniel for identifying the fact that there was something was off in the meeting, watching the game tape, going back over it. He was the one that actually alerted to it, like, go see a doctor, go get checked out, because Tua wouldn't have done that. So for all the flack I think Mike McDaniel got early in the season where they're saying, is this team following the protocol, he's doing right by his players, and he's trying to make sure that they're being aware of it. But the reality is, as a player, you want to be out there. I mean, this is his livelihood, his opportunity. You're not thinking about down the road when you're 50, 60. Sometimes you need someone who's old like Pete to come remind you of, like, hey, you don't want to have jelly in your brain when you get older.
Well, McDaniel's not that old.
My concussions, we used to just stick smelling salts in our face and go on.
But you're old. You can talk from that perspective.
No, I am fine. My mind is as sharp as can be. All you want to do, you want to see my picks from last week? Take a look.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.